But let me go and click this big blue button. Go and look at the cam phone, please. State your first and last name.
Trent Robertson.
Ready, Trent? So
careful coming out of 2-3, really slick.
Well, it sounds like it's a little wet out there, but my name is Austin. I'm going to be your instructor here today while we do 20 laps in the Baja trucks here at Speed Vegas. Now, while we're out on track, this is all one big smooth balance game. Nice and smooth with that steering wheel, right? We don't want to be out here being super jittery at all.
Yep.
Smooth with the wheel, smooth with the brake pedal, smooth with that throttle pedal. While we're out on track, recommend 2 feet to drive, right throttle, left foot for brakes. Anytime you're not using that brake pedal, we're going to make sure that left foot's on the footrest to the left-hand side. You'll feel there's something there you can push on, doesn't go anywhere, especially going up to those jumps. I want you to make sure that left foot's on that footrest there. I've had way too many people recently grab the brake pedal midair because they're trying to find something to push on, and then we lawn dart down to the ground. So left foot right there for those jumps especially. That right foot, anytime I tell you off throttle, completely off the throttle pedal. Don't even want you touching it. Going up those jumps, it's eyes up, truck straight, front tires straight, hold the wheel nice and firm. Rear tires off the ground, it's off throttle. Let the vehicle coast through the air, let it land, let it settle, and then we'll do all of our corrections. Finally, don't forget to breathe out here. Every single time you go down that front straight, I'm going to remind you, don't forget to breathe. I know it gets annoying in 20 laps, but it's just there as a reminder.
We're in it together.
Otherwise, Otherwise, though, we're going to go out there, have some fun. I'm going to wait till truck 1 goes down the hill a little bit just because they do that brake stop.
Yep.
There we go. Go ahead and squeeze that brake all the way down from it, please. Put us in first gear. You got park, reverse, neutral, and first. Off the brake pedal, just let it idle forward. And we're not really trying to gather speed just yet. Now, since we're already on the asphalt, you can go and start shaking that wheel side to side. One and only time I want you to be aggressive. You can add a little throttle if you'd like. Notice already there's a slight delay from when you turn the wheel compared to when the truck turns.
Yep.
We're going to keep that in mind. We got a lot of body sway going on already. We're keeping all of these in mind. We're going to go and aim for our entrance, and we're going to go and enter in. Now, as we come around this first right-hand turn, I want you to notice just how much steering wheel you have to put into this thing to get it to turn, right?
Copy, stand by.
So notice we're already 90 over, turning even more, almost 180 over. Okay, we're going to keep that in mind out here. Go and drop us down to second gear. It's going to be sideways and down and bottom of the hill. We'll do our first brake check. And go ahead and squeeze that brake to a complete stop. You feel just how far down into the pedal you got to get before it engages, but then once when you're there, quite a bit of brakes there.
Come on out around turn 2.
We're going to keep that in mind. Go ahead and off that brake pedal. Your goal is to get to the blue cones on the other side of the hill. As you go up the hill, I'm going to crest my brake pedal just to make sure it works. All right? So you're going to go ahead and start cresting that hill. You will feel a drag, and that's just me. Oh yeah, got a good one here. Yep. And we're going to keep it going to the blue cones. Trust me, you got track over there. Oh my goodness. And you are good to go ahead and squeeze that brake to a complete stop. So before we go out, I'm just going to explain how I instruct, how this thing reacts out here. So this truck in particular, it likes a lot of steering wheel. I'm even going to tell you more wheel when I want you to keep turning in, right? While we're out here, it's got a lot of weight in the rear. Really just wait for that thing to point through the turn out here. While we're on track, if you hear me tell deeper in the brakes, I want more brake pressure. Softer on the brakes, less brake pressure. Same thing going around the turns. Deeper, tighter in the turn, I want you closer to the tall inside apex cone. Wider, shallower, further away from the tall inside apex cone. Traditionally, I'm going to get you as tight as that cone as possible without knocking it over, right? I want you right there on that cone. Otherwise, though, tell the vehicle where to go, nice and firm with the forearms, but you want to be relaxed with the upper body. You want to have some finesse and some flow with it here, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, let's bring it up to the stop sign. We're going to stop at that stop sign, get permission to go out on track. And we did just water. It sounds like there is a couple corners out here that's a little slick. Go and squeeze that brake to a complete stop. Drop us down to third gear while we wait. We're going to go ahead and try to take that first lap just a little cautiously. We'll see what corners hook up real well, what corners don't, and we'll just go cautious through those corners that don't hook up well.
Yes.
Otherwise, let's see here. Go and drop that visor down. Let me get some permission here. Fire and safety, 7 for 20.
Copy that. You broke off, but you're clear when you get to 2.
Good copy. I got truck 3 coming up on over the tabletop. I'll wait for them to fly by.
Copy. I just saw him too. My bad. I'm sorry, man.
good deep breath off the brake pedal, squeeze that throttle pedal. Truck 7, entering track. And it's going to be eyes up, truck straight. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side, waiting for it to point through. Now back on throttle, aiming for center. Don't forget to breathe. This is going to remind you every time. Off throttle, wait for your cone. Now squeeze, brake off, brake, look right. Now turn right, nice and tight. Back on throttle. Noticing a little slick through here. Yeah. Squeeze, brake off, brake, tight to the right-hand side. Let it do its thing. Now back on throttle, aiming for center, and accelerate. Eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake, off, brake, looking left, tight to the left-hand side. Now back on throttle, open the wheel, off throttle, tight to the inside edge. Back on throttle, aiming for center. Off throttle, look right, tight to the right-hand cones, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand cone first. Back on throttle, now look up at the left-hand cone, accelerate to it, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle, there we go. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand cones. Back on throttle, keep adding wheel as you add throttle, aim it for center, and accelerate. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side. Back on throttle, aim for center, don't forget to breathe.
Definitely need that reminder.
Oh yeah, it's a good reminder, right? Off throttle, wait for your cone. Squeeze, brake off, brake, look right. Now turn right, nice and tight. Back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the inside, wait for it to point. Now back on throttle, accelerate to center, eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake, off, brake, looking left, tight to the left. There you go, stay committed, you got it. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle. We just got a little too high up there, that's where it's really wet. So no worries, just a different line we'll take. Tight to the right-hand side, back on throttle, accelerate through. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand cone first. Back on throttle, accelerate left, looking at that left cone, accelerate. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake, look through that turn, aiming for center of jump, back on throttle, add wheel, aim it for center. Eyes up, accelerate. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side. Back on throttle, aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake, look right. Now turn right, get nice and deep in the turn. Back on throttle. There you go, carry her through. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side. Let it do its thing. Now back on throttle, aiming for center. Eyes up, accelerate. Off throttle, light throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake off, brake, looking left. Now turn left, lots of wheel. Back on throttle. One, you got it in one. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, accelerate through. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand cone first. Back on throttle, accelerate left, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. Back on throttle, look through the turn, aiming for center. Eyes up, accelerate. Off throttle, we're going to go all the way to the left-hand side wall here. We're going to let the truck behind us pass. Okay. All the way left, no worries. Clear to pass.
Coming in low, thank you for the pass. And we are clear.
Back on throttle, follow through, and don't forget to breathe. Got a couple more laps on us, a little bit more comfortable, but no worries. Off throttle, wait for your cone. Squeeze, brake off, brake, look right. Now turn right. Notice when you get tighter in the turn, it hooks. Back on throttle. Aim it for center. There you go. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side, all the way down. Now back on throttle, aiming for center, and accelerate. Eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake, off, brake, looking left, and tight to the left. Lots of wheel. Back on throttle, open the wheel. Off throttle, tight to your ledge, back on throttle. Look through the turn, aim it for center. Off throttle, look right, tight to the right-hand side, back on throttle, aiming for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right-hand side, wait to point. Now back on throttle, all the way left, accelerate, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle, no worries.
A little bit late.
Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right, no worries.
Gotcha.
Back on throttle, look through that turn, accelerate to center. Trust it all the way, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right, tight to your cone. There you go. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight down to the bottom. Let it pull. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake same thing, nice and tight to the bottom. Back on throttle. Accelerating to center. Eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake, off, brake, looking left, tight to the left, stay committed, you got it. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, carry it through. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, accelerate. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right cone first. Back on throttle, all the way left. Accelerate. Eyes up. Off throttle. Back on throttle. Squeeze. Brake off. Brake tight to the right. Back on throttle. Keep adding wheel as you out throttle. You can trust it. Aim it for center. Accelerate. Off throttle. Back on throttle. Squeeze. Brake off. Brake tight to the right. Back on throttle. Aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze, brake off, brake, look right, now turn right, stay committed with it, back on throttle, you got it. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side, wait for it through. Now back on throttle, aiming for center, eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake off, brake, look left. Now turn left, lots of wheel. Back on throttle, 3, you got it in 1. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side first. Back on throttle, accelerate left, eyes up. Off throttle. Back on throttle, fire and safety, we got a drone over here, squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. Back on throttle, aim for center. Eyes up, good copy. Off throttle. Back on throttle, squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. Back on throttle, aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right, trust it through. Now back on throttle. You got it. Aim it for center. Squeeze. Brake off. Brake tight to the right-hand side. Now back on throttle. Aim it for center. Eyes up. Accelerate. Off throttle. Right throttle. Balance it through.
Truck 7, keep on going.
Squeeze. Brake off. Brake looking left. Good copy.
I call the next lap.
Now turn left. Nice and tight. Back on throttle. Aim it for center. Off throttle. Tight to the right. Back on throttle. Aim it for center. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand cone first. Back on throttle, accelerate left, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, add wheel, aim it for center. You got it, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle, squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Don't forget to breathe. Truck 1, can I get a pass? Off throttle. Squeeze, brake. Off brake, look right. Now turn right, nice and tight. Trust it, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake. Tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Light throttle. We're going to stay down low. We got to wait for a pass here. Truck 1, can I get a pass? Squeeze, brake off, brake. Looking left. Now turn left, nice and tight. Let's see what they do here for us. Off throttle. Duck right, turn right. I'm just going to add another lap because they're going to kick up again once when they get over the tabletop here. So no worries here. Off throttle. Look right. Turn right. Back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, left hand side. Eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aiming for center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Let's back off a little bit here, see if they're going to push away.
Looks like
Back on throttle, there we go. Good. Follow through, aim it for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake look right. Now turn right, nice and tight. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, accelerate to center. Eyes up. Off throttle, light throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake off, brake looking left. Tight to the left, lots of wheels, stay committed. Back on throttle. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, look right. Turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight in first. Back on throttle, accelerate left. Eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. You got it. Yep. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. Trust it through. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand cone. Wait to point. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Light throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake off, brake looking left. Tight to the left, lots of wheel. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Truck 1, can I get a pass in 1? Off throttle, look right. Turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand cone first. Back on throttle, accelerate left. Eyes up. Off throttle. Back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the inside. Back on throttle, add wheel, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, light throttle, balance it through. Squeeze, brake off, brake looking left. And tight to the left, you got it. Back on throttle. Off throttle, tight to the right hand side, back on throttle, aim it for center. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right hand side first. Back on throttle, accelerate left, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze, brake off, brake tight to the right. copy that. Back on throttle, aim for center. We're getting the pass up here. Eyes up. Off throttle, we're going to stay to the right-hand side. Squeeze brake, tight to the right, coming in on the right. Back on throttle.
Copy that.
Pass complete, aim it for center. Accelerate, don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Trust it. Back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight and let it pull first.
Yep.
Now back on throttle. Accelerate to center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Right throttle. Balance it through. Squeeze brake. Off brake. Look left. Tight to the left. Lots of wheel. Trust it through. Back on throttle. Open it up. Off throttle. Tight to the right. Back on throttle. Aim up for center. Off throttle. Look right. Turn right. Back on throttle. Accelerate through. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight in first. Back on throttle, left-hand side, accelerate, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, add wheel, in for center, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, in for center. Don't forget to breathe. Great reminder. Off throttle, squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle. Trust the truck. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side. Weight to pull. Back on throttle. Aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle. Right throttle. Balance it through. Squeeze brake, off brake, looking left. Tight to the left. Nice and tight. Back on throttle. Aim it for center. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, accelerate through, trust it. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right, back on throttle, keep it tied in, left hand side, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side, back on throttle, keep it tied in, aim it for center, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, in for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, aim for center. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side. Wait for it. Now back on throttle, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze brake, off brake, look left, tight to the left, nice and tight. Back on throttle, accelerate, you got it. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aim for center. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side, back on throttle, left hand side, accelerate, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right, back on throttle, catch it with the rear, aim for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side, back on throttle, aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, aim for center. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side, weak point out. Now back on throttle, aim for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze brake, off brake, look left. Tight to the left, lots of wheel, let it pull. Back on throttle, aim for center. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aim for center. Off throttle, look right. Turn right, back on throttle, aim it for center. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, left hand side, accelerate, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right. Back on throttle, tight wheel, more wheel, accelerate, aim it for center. Eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle, aim for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze brake, off brake, tight to the right hand side. Back on throttle. brake off, brake tight to the inside, let it pull itself. Now back on throttle, accelerate to center, eyes up. Off throttle, right throttle, balance it through. Squeeze brake, off brake, look left, stay committed, now turn left, nice and tight, back on throttle. There you go. Off throttle, tight to the right, back on throttle, aiming for center. Off throttle, look right, turn right, back on throttle. Squeeze brake off, brake tight in first. Back on throttle, all the way left, accelerate, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake off, brake tight to the right. Add more throttle and more wheel, you can trust it through. Keep it going, aim for center, eyes up. Off throttle, back on throttle. Squeeze brake off, brake tight to the right. Same thing, back on throttle, you got it, aim it for center. Don't forget to breathe. Off throttle, squeeze brake off, brake tight to the right hand side, back on throttle. Squeeze brake off, brake tight to the right hand side, wait to point. Now back on throttle, aim for center, eyes up.